This is Nightbird Tarot. I'm here to do your daily collective message for September 14th, 2025. I hope that you're all doing well. We're going to take a look at what the vibe is, what the vibe Oracle deck is, card. We're going to take a look at what's the vibe from What's the Vibe Oracle deck. I'm going to spit those words out. And then I'll pull some tarot from the Light Seers Tarot and finish up your reading with an Akashic Records Oracle card. So this will be a general reading for all signs, all placements, as a collective message for the day. So let's call in spirit. Okay. My name is Angela, in case you don't know. I'm an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. And hoping to get some more subscribers and viewers, as I don't have a whole lot, but we're going to see what the vibe is here today. So if you like my readings, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Welcome back to my subscribers. Thank you for being here as well each and every day. I really appreciate you. Okay, so feel free to fast forward through the shuffling, but make sure you're listening all the way to the end of the reading, because as I pull cards, more messages come out. So don't just click off it right at the beginning, because there could be some other messages that come through, especially when I clarify and whatnot. So angels, guides, ancestors, the most important message for the collective, all signs, all placements, September 14th, 2025, or when my viewers are listening to this reading. What is the most important message that my viewers need to know for the day or when they're viewing this reading? Okay, so we have the word nightlife, striptease, gamble, and Vegas. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Spirit says one more. Okay, one more, please, Spirit. And we have the word blocked, moved on, nothing to say, and stop calling. Okay. All right. So let's see what the tarot have to say on this. So we have the word nightlife, striptease, gambling, and Vegas. And then we have blocked, moved on, nothing to say, stop calling. For some of you, you basically blocked or moved on from somebody that likes to party, somebody that likes to live the nightlife. You're kind of over it, and they're calling maybe in the middle of the night, booty call, something like that is what I'm picking up here. Angels, guides, ancestors, the most important message for the collective, all signs, all placements. September 14th, 2025, please. We have the Seven of Wands. We have the Hierophant in the reverse position. And we have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. The back of the deck, we have the Four of Swords. Okay. First of all, I feel like, you're intuitively being guided to really protect yourself, protect your energy from a situation here. You're protecting your energy from a situation here that seems to be causing you anxiety, causing you to feel not appreciated. You're turning inward here with the Seven of Wands here. So what you don't see with the Four of Swords in the reverse position in the shadow for what you don't see. It seems like you've been retreating lately and you may be returning to life. Perhaps you've been retreating, going inward, really protecting yourself from something. We'll go back and clarify. But it seems like you are starting to return to regular activity after kind of hermiting yourself away for quite some time. Perhaps retreating to repair, restore. You know, we talked about those adrenal glands in that fight or flight mode. And you went into that, you know, safe space, really resting, rejuvenating, etc. But it feels like now you've rejuvenated and you're ready now to step out into your environment or return to your daily activities. You could have been ill as well. So you may have been sick for some whatever reason, and now you're ready to get back to your normal activity. With the Seven of Wands here, as I was stating here, it feels like you've retreated to connect to the divine. With the Seven of Wands here, you may have been in some type of struggle, as I was saying, like a fight or flight mode here, and you've really needed to go inward to really love yourself, really go back inside and connect with the divine in order to decide on what you're going to do next here. You really went through some type of fight or struggle in the recent past here, but you're definitely winning the fight or the struggle. You're beating the odds. And it seems like, you know, these two kind of go together. You may have retreated. You may have needed rest because of some fight or struggle, and it could have been even within. It feels like you may have been dealing with something that had to do with the nightlife, somebody gambling Vegas, somebody that likes to really have a good time, and you've now blocked them, you've moved on, nothing to say, stop calling. It feels like this could be narcissism for some of you, dealing with a narcissistic behavior, and you're blocking them, you're moving on, you have nothing to say, and you want them to stop calling. You went into a flight or fight mode and had to really retreat and rest, rejuvenate in order to move forward with your daily activities. We have the Hierophant in the reverse position, Major Arcana. This makes me feel like, you know, this is somebody or something that's non-traditional. With the Hierophant here in the reverse position, something is not conforming to tradition. So perhaps you've moved away from something that not everyone thinks that you should have done because it's not the traditional thing to do, but perhaps you had to get away in order to rest and retreat and rejuvenate yourself. And this may have gone against what other people think that you should be doing. Or you could be dealing with somebody that's doing things that is non-orthodox, such as nightlife, striptease, gamble, Vegas, and you're tired of it. We'll go back and clarify. We have the Queen of Pentacles also in the reverse position in the third position here. You don't trust this person. Perhaps you don't trust this person because they use unorthodox ways. They're not doing traditional things, or they're just, for some of you, they're going out late at night. They're going to strip clubs. They could be gambling, especially with this Queen of Pentacles. Somebody is untrustworthy or spending money, using other people's money, perhaps even to gamble. But you're tired of it. You've blocked them. You're moving on. You're saying nothing, and you want them to stop calling. Let's clarify. For whatever reason, as a collective, it feels like you're now moving on to better things. You're tired of dealing with unorthodox ways. You're tired of dealing with somebody that may only care about the nightlife. And you're moving on, is what I'm feeling. Please clarify the Seven of Wands, please, Spirit. We have the Ace of Swords. Please clarify the Hierophant. We have the Six of Wands. And clarifying the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Wands. Back of the deck, we have the Magician in the reverse position. Okay, so the Ace of Swords, clarifying the Seven of Wands. With the Ace of Swords being reversed, it feels like there was some type of destructive behavior that had gone on, and you've had to retreat. You've had to go inward. It could have been destructive behavior that you were doing to yourself. Perhaps you were going out way too much with your friends or whoever. Some type of destructive behavior, and it could have even been for yourself. But you really needed a retreat, rest, but you're ready to return to daily activity now. You could also be blocking somebody from this type of situation, or blocking those that want to have this nightlife. You going outside of the box or cutting yourself off from these people is leading you to victory, is leading you to more of a calmer state with the Six of Wands here. You deciding that, you know, cutting off these friends, people, or whoever that do this nightlife, going out to strip clubs, gambling, going to Vegas or whatever, or like Vegas things, you've decided to cut these people off. You've decided to rest and retreat in order to rejuvenate and move yourself towards victory. Happiness. Happiness within. And you could have had to cut yourself off from this nightlife. It was destructive behavior for yourself. So perhaps you were partaking in some type of more of a sacral chakra area. And you really needed to move those chakras up towards the third eye. And I feel like what you're doing here is you've had to retreat, relax, rest in order to go within, to know that this was destructive behavior. This is not exactly what people think you should be doing. They think you should be having a good time, but this is leading you to more of a victory towards love for yourself. Putting you more in the spotlight here as being a survivor, perhaps, of this type of situation. You could have been involved in some type of drinking, drugs, anything like that, and you've needed to remove yourself from this situation. You needed to remove yourself from people that are in this type of nightlife or lifestyle. You needed to block, you needed to move on, you needed to cut contact, and you needed to have them stop calling, because you moving away from this, even though they feel like, gosh, what's her problem, is led you to victory, has put you in the spotlight. This has been destructive behavior for yourself, perhaps. Or you're dealing with somebody that has destructive behavior and you're wanting to move on from it. Drugs, alcohol, sex, etc. We have the Eight of Wands here that's clarifying the Queen of Pentacles. With the Eight of Wands being reversed, there could be some jealousy here. People realizing that you are now leading yourself to victory, and there could be some jealousy. You could even have a little bit of jealousy as well, as I'm feeling like they're having fun. They might be gambling, making money. There could be some jealousy here, though. This could also be a domestic situation where you're dealing with somebody that is spending money on gambling, where there's a loss of money or loss of funds due to drugs, alcohol, etc. And you're ready to block them, move on. You have nothing to say. You've had to rest and retreat, but you're ready now to step into the spotlight and love yourself. With the Magician in the shadow in the reverse position, this has left you very confused. You're feeling like you wish why didn't you see this? Why didn't you see this problem that this person is having? Or why didn't you realize what you were doing? It's left you in a lot of confusion here. For some of you, I feel like this is you, that you've had to step away because this was destructive behavior for yourself. But you've now stepped away from your friends, whoever, drugs, alcohol, etc., dealing with these type of situations. It's led you to victory. Or you're dealing with a person that is like this and you've needed to block them, move on from them, have them stop calling, etc. You've had to move on and retreat and rejuvenate yourself. So either or here, but you feel like with the Magician being reversed in the shadow, what you don't see is that you're blaming yourself a little bit. You're like, why didn't I see this? Why didn't I know this? Why was I doing this to myself? Why are they doing this to themselves? There's a lot of confusion here. You wish you had saw this sooner kind of feeling is what I'm feeling here from Spirit. What is the conclusion here, please, Spirit? We have the Hermit here in the upright position. Yeah, you're going within. You're connecting to the divine in order to help guide you to your next whatever endeavor or your next part of your life. So you've really needed to hermit away and really take care of yourself and connect to the divine, or you will. And we have the Queen of Wands here in the reverse position. This may not be the best, people are not going to understand what you're doing here. With the Queen of Wands being reversed, they may not understand why you have to retreat, why you have to go inward in order to heal from this, with the Queen of Wands being reversed. They're just not going to understand why you're doing this. They think that you're just bringing conflict to a situation. Or there could be somebody that tries to bring conflict to your solitude. But what I'm feeling here is they don't understand. These people perhaps that you've had this nightlife with, that you went out with, that why you are moving on, why you have nothing to say, why you're blocking their calls. They don't understand. And then we have the Moon card in the shadow for what you don't see in the reverse position. There are some type of strange forces that were out. I want to say that, not just necessarily evil forces, but what you don't see is there's an underlying bad energy here that was pulling you towards this type of situation, or pulling you towards a person that was like this. So underlying, like, I won't say evil, but bad energy here with the Moon card being in the reverse position. And I want to say that this was like drugs, alcohol, gambling, strip clubs, etc. And you're ready to move on from this situation. Whether this was a person that was doing this in your life, or it's you. You were doing this. You were going out late. You were drinking. You maybe have doing drugs. This was a destructive behavior for yourself, but you've needed to rest and retreat. You're ready to now step stepping out into your normal daily activities, but you've really needed to have the solitude and rest in order to really lead yourself towards victory and move on from this situation. You're now in the solitude. You may, really be taking the time for yourself at this time and getting away from these evil forces or evil energy that they don't understand why you're going within like this. You don't understand why, you didn't see this problem sooner. Let's pull a message from the Akashic Records to finish up your reading. But the best news of the cards is that you are moving on from this destructive behavior and really finding connection to the divine. It's just going to lead you towards victory. Angels, guides, ancestors, a message from the Akashic Records for the collective, all signs, all placements, September 14th, 2025, or when my viewers view this video, please. Okay, so it says depleted. It says you are overgiving and not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate. Reevaluate your relationships and commitments, and you may soon risk your health deteriorating in some way. So I feel like that's what's happening here is, reevaluating these relationships with these type of people, okay? It could risk your health, and I feel like that's why you've really needed to retreat and rest here, to really go inward and reflect on the destructive behavior that has been going on. I feel like you're now moving yourself away from this is going to lead you to victory so that you do not have these health problems or something that can deteriorate you in some type of way. You've said no more and you're blocking this. So that is good. So if this has not happened yet, so just keep in mind this is Spirit telling you to really take a look at what you're doing right now. So this is the messages that I have for you, collective. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you have a wonderful day today. Please be kind and compassionate to one another. Namaste.